Are you a lifelong fan of General Hospital?
Are you a new fan who wants to know more about the history of the show?
Do you enjoy talking about the show with others?
Do you find yourself yelling at the TV?
Is your self-care an hour a day in Port Charles?
If so, we invite you to join hosts
Amanda Kimmel
and Shannon Coach at the place where all the hidden conversations take place and secrets are revealed.
Meet us at Pier 54,
a General Hospital fan podcast.
Hello! Hi!
Welcome to the General Hospital recap for September 18th, right? Not 17th, 18th through 22nd. Hold on a second. I'm fact-checking myself already on dates. Yes, 18th through 22nd. Sorry, I wrote down the wrong thing. We'll get started with Port Charles Pipeline.
All right. That means I have to go first?
Yes, that's the most important.
So sadly, I have to give a retraction to last week's statement.
Real quick, though, I did re-edit and re-released the episode, so if you don't know what we're talking about...
Oh, perfect. So
you're not missing... Well, you're not missing anything.
You're not missing anything good, yes. So last week, whenever we were discussing the death of Billy Miller, I had found an article online that said that it was related to something that it did not end up being. On tvline.com, in a statement to Soap Opera Digest, Patricia Miller, his mom, said, "I want to personally thank the many fans and personal friends for the overwhelming amount of love, prayers, and condolences sent to me and my family on the devastating death of my beautiful son, BJ Billy Miller. He fought a long, hard, valiant battle with bipolar depression for years. He did everything he could to control the disease. He loved his family, his friends, and his fans, but in the end, the disease won the fight and he surrendered his life. The other causes of death being told are just not true. I wish they were, but they just aren't. We all loved him so much and are desperately trying to deal with our loss. I will have nothing further to say. Thanks for the love and support." So there is our official cause of death. All the other speculations were incorrect, straight from his mother. It makes me sad.
In hindsight, I mean, we should have known that if something was being said 2 hours after it was released, right, unless it were something absolutely absolute. So we will not do that again.
Yes, that was my fault. I'm sorry. I don't
like it's one thing that they put words in other people's mouths too.
Right.
That's what really bothered me, is that they brought in other people from his life and said, this person said this person said this, and they didn't. And his poor mom is already dealing with enough and then had to say, okay, listen, everything you're hearing is a lie. Here's what it was. And it just goes on to show how serious mental health is and how it doesn't have a look and people can seem perfectly happy. And people are happy. Depression does not mean you're miserable.
Right.
You know, just sometimes the brain tricks us.
Absolutely. I appreciated in her statement that she said that she wished it was another, one of those causes, because I think that that's why I was so quick to jump with, look, we have our answer and this is what it has to do. As if you've listened to us before, you've heard that my daughter struggles with bipolar, and it is such a battle that I see her struggle with every day. And it sucks to think that someone else lost that battle.
Yep. So,
all right. So do we have a happy pipeline? Can you give me something to go from there?
Slightly happy.
I'll take slightly happy over that.
Sanjay York was on Good Morning America. And this is from, what day was this? He was on 2 days ago. So that would have been Friday, the 18th. No, 22nd. I don't know my dates anymore. So yeah, this was him on Good Morning America.
You think I'm a hero?
John J. York opening up about his life-changing diagnosis.
Last December of 22, I was diagnosed with myelodysplastic syndrome, or MDS, and multiple smoldering myeloma.
For over 3 decades, Max Scorpio commanded the screen on General Hospital.
He's doing anything to get himself past the screening board.
And now this morning, York taking a step back from acting after what he calls a nuclear bomb that changed his life. You had no idea that anything was going on.
No, not at all, whatsoever.
Myelodysplastic syndrome is a group of cancers in which immature blood cells in the bone marrow do not mature or become healthy blood cells. And smoldering multiple myeloma is a form of cancer in which abnormal plasma cells make too much of a single type of antibody.
Over the past 3 months. I've had 3 bone marrow biopsies, many chemo treatments. I have another one coming up in a couple of weeks, and I'm closing in on a blood stem cell transplant.
York says he has been working with Be the Match, which connects patients with a matching donor for a life-saving blood stem cell transplant. And this morning, first sharing with us some promising news.
I believe they found a match, perfect match, which will make me cry. So we're going to start on testing and do all that kind of stuff in about a week. And then I believe the transplant will happen, fingers crossed, in November.
How big a deal is it that they found a match?
It's a big deal. It's the biggest deal. Many of my family members were tested, and most of them were 6 out of 12. Apparently, there's markers that have to be reached, so they were a good standby.
Do you feel like this person's saving your life?
Absolutely. Saving my life.
What would you say to that donor who saving your life?
Thank you for saving my life, for letting me spend more time with my wife and son-in-law and my grandchildren. Seeing this beautiful blue sky, beautiful trees.
Initially wanting to keep his diagnosis private, York now hoping to bring awareness to bone donor registries.
The response has been overwhelming for me. If there's anybody out there that may want to be a donor, it's a wonderful thing to be able to save someone's life.
And John Jay, as you can see, was really emotional about the gift that he's been given. Grateful he gets more time to enjoy his life, his job, and his family. And for all the General Hospital fans, we talked to him at work. He is scheduling his shoot and work days around his doctor's visits. He says right now he's feeling pretty good, guys. That is so great to hear.
Yay! I'm so glad he found a match.
Or it's in the process of promise, like it looks promising that he has a match.
Right.
Like a perfect match. But also, I love the fact that Good Morning America.
Yeah.
Okay, so what you didn't get to see was that they showed his old opening sequence pictures from back like when we were younger. And you're like, I mean, still swoon Mac, but you know.
He seems like such a nice guy.
I know. Well, she's like, what would you say? He's like, thank
you.
you. Like, what? I don't know. What do you say?
Right.
You know,
there's no words. Thank you for giving me another chance at life. Like,
right.
Wow.
So
that's awesome. Thank you for the happy news.
You're welcome. If you want extra happy news, NSYNC is now on TikTok.
Oh my gosh. Has nothing to do with General Hospital.
It has nothing. We are going to be getting little teeny tiny NSYNC nuggets occasionally.
Oh,
they also have Fisher Price toys that are back ordered now, like the little people.
Did you order that?
Uh-huh.
Of course you did. Of course you did.
Merry Christmas to me. They're going to join my marionettes. Mm-hmm. Okay. That's it.
Okay. I thought you were going to say they were going to like join your nativity scene, like they're singing Joy to the World from NSYNC. Are those the 3 wise men? No, they're over there. Over here's NSYNC.
They do an amazing rendition of Oh Holy Night that's a cappella. It's my favorite song on their Christmas album. I might just do a little people nativity scene with NSYNC. There is a JC.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Please do not get mad at me for saying that. I am not in any way seriously suggesting that NSYNC is a replacement for Jesus.
No. My nativity scene is the little people. So you can just like add it.
There's little people or precious moments, because I have a precious moments one that I hand painted.
No, it's little people.
Oh, they do have a nativity scene?
They do.
That's sweet.
I got it when Madeline was little because, you put up the ceramic one and then the kids want to touch it and you're like, no, don't touch Jesus. Like, that doesn't make any sense. We're trying to teach them, that Jesus loves everyone, blah, blah, blah. So why shouldn't they be able to play with it as long as it goes back at the end of the night? So we have stuck with that because now we have cats that want to interact with Jesus. And so then I can set it back up after they're done knocking it over.
We have a sock Jesus that one of the kids made in preschool, like in Sunday school. Yeah. And it's a sock that has like a little smiley face on it. And then they took a brown paper bag and have shredded paper bag in it. And that was the manger. And that still to this day goes under our tree.
Yes.
But when we got the cat, she kicks him out every now and again and takes over the manger.
Yep, you got to be careful. Those cats think that Christmas trees are for them.
But I have a little ceramic precious moments.
I have a precious moment one. Also, I did not paint it. I just bought it. But Madeline has that one up in her room because it's like miniature.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah. Okay.
So, there you go. If you're going to put NSYNC under your tree, you have to get the precious moment or the Little People nativity scene to go with it.
That only makes sense because of the size.
Yeah.
So, yes.
I
was not.
Our mutual friend also has it, so you could ask her to borrow it, but she keeps hers out like it's part of their play set all year long.
Oh, I know what it is then. Yeah. Okay.
I think she's adding to her Amazon cart right now.
Aren't they cute?
Uh-huh.
It is, and this is the best part. It is the marionettes of them. So it's the bye. Yes.
That's very cute.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I just wasn't in love with NSYNC the way that you were.
It just makes me so happy. It brings me back to being like that age. Like I messaged some friends. I'm like, if they go back on tour, we have to go back because I went to every concert with her.
Yeah.
So she's also who I saw Prince with. So, yeah. Okay.
All right. Back to GH.
Okay, back to GH. Who knows? Maybe one day one of them will be on the show.
Maybe.
We should do that sometime. You know, Days of Our Lives just got Dick Van Dyke. I'm just saying we could totally get Dick Van Dyke too. Please. I love him.
You can have Brook Lynn sign one of the members of NSYNC.
Yes!
To sing with Eddie and Blaze.
Yes.
There you go.
Yes. It needs to be JC.
Okay.
JC deserved better.
Okay.
That's going to be another podcast. Okay. Hulu headlines.
Here we go.
On Monday, Valentin gets a shock. Martin is in the hot seat. Brook Lynn makes a confession. Marshall is concerned, and Nina offers assistance. On Tuesday, Marshall is adamant. Eddie books a gig. Portia feels left out. Sunny cautions Dex, and Anna gets a visitor. Wednesday, Brook Lynn rebukes Tracy. Lucy and Maxie clash. Nina treads carefully. Cody apologizes. Liz and Finn weigh in on Gregory's care. Thursday, Drew updates Carly. Diane meets with Robert. Anna hits a dead end. Sam asks Willow for a favor. Valentin seeks out Dante. And Friday, Curtis voices his reservations. Spencer and Trina are filled with anticipation. Drew is targeted. Kristina makes a new friend. And Molly gets welcome news. Just want to get it over the way?
I'm just going to state what I stated before. I am angry that they are having this go so easy for them in a completely unrealistic timeline. And yeah.
I understand her being so excited to call. I do like that Andrea did say, so Andrea got the news from her home tests that she is pregnant. She did tell Molly, we need to confirm with Dr. Navarro. But I understand TJ's a doctor, so his schedule is crazy and everything. But I felt like the conversation didn't even ask, are you and TJ available? Because TJ has definitely been very, very hands-on throughout this.
Right.
They have handled every meeting together. Sometimes I'm sure that there are instances where one person takes the lead over the other. And I mean,
right. And again, from personal experience, maybe not everyone goes the same, but the way that my situation went, if you get that positive pregnancy test, you're supposed to call the doctor and then go in for a blood test. You don't see the doctor at that appointment. You just go in and the phlebotomist takes your blood to run the test. And then if that's positive, you'd move on to see the doctor. So it would have totally made sense if she would have said, I made an appointment to get my blood work done, or I need to go into the hospital for whatever reason, or just, hey, can you meet me at the hospital at 3:00 today?
Right.
TJ would be there working. He could take a 5-minute break. Molly could come over and she could say, hey, I just wanted to tell you the home test said yes. So they're doing the blood work now. We should know within a few hours if it's actually accurate or not.
Right.
So
yeah,
it's not like it's a doctor appointment that you're scheduling a month out. With fertility stuff, it's boom, boom, boom. Like they know that we're on a timeline and they need to check numbers at certain points. Yeah. So yeah, I'm mad. I'm mad no matter what way it goes. If she gets excited and then it turns out that the girl miscarries, I'm going to be mad. And if they let her go through with a successful
pregnancy, or she's not even pregnant.
Right.
Or if the home test was inaccurate.
Right.
Which is totally possible.
Right. But no matter what, I'm just not happy. So
I just didn't like that Molly comes out of court and lost, and Alexis is like, you're perfect. And she's like, I know, it's not fair. I didn't win. No, maybe you just were wrong.
Right.
I have no idea what the case was or anything, but they won. They must have somebody in their pocket.
No, maybe they just presented a better case than you did.
It happens, but you're perfect.
Yeah.
No. Mm-mm. I was proud of Alexis for reminding her, I understand this is exciting. Anything can happen right now, though. And Molly kind of snarked back and was like, I know.
But Alexis said that and then turned around and was like, but can I go tell your sisters? No, you shouldn't be telling anyone else.
Is this how you're going to get me and Kristina to talk to each other again? What even happened there?
Right.
When did they start hating each other?
Yeah. No, in my opinion, you do not tell anyone, at least until the blood test has confirmed. Close family, sure. You don't go posting it on Facebook until you've hit the 3-month mark.
But then even... You don't tell Kristina. Well, no. See, Molly has created a sticky situation because if, God forbid, she were to have seen Kristina that day and Kristina implied in any way at all any thoughts or feelings about her sister having a child, Kristina would be in the wrong.
Yep.
She doesn't know what we're going through right now. She shouldn't have said anything. She didn't say anything. She should be more supportive.
Right. Right. It's a lose-lose for Kristina.
Yeah. Yep. Except for, I'm thinking she's gonna get together with Blaze.
That's a very nice song that you just wrote there.
My CD will be out right after hers.
Yeah. I liked it.
I wasn't picking up on that until I was like, ooh. At first, when she was like, Blaze, I was like, oh my gosh, do they have a past? No, she just fangirled.
Nope, just fangirled. And then they started talking and... Yeah, Blaze seemed very interested in her, looked up the old nurse's ball information to watch her sing.
And that was the Sarah Bareilles song, Brave, that she did, that Kristina did, but it was Lexi.
Yes.
Did with a couple other people.
Mm-hmm.
But so can this Kristina sing?
I don't know.
I feel like if we're mentioning it, maybe we should.
I would hope that she can sing because I'm assuming that that's going to be Blaze's next step of like, oh, they're singing cute little songs together.
And then... Okay, so if Blaze and Lexi get together, they can bring in Lance, and then they can discuss about how he had to suppress his sexuality while he was in sync, and he wasn't able to come out until later, and how happy he is that they're not going to have that same challenge.
Except it's not Blaze and Lexi.
Nope, it's Blaze and Kristina.
That would be perfect for the opening of her center.
Yes.
To have someone famous come and be like,
yes.
Yeah, it's hard. I understand. Here, it's nice that you have a support system.
There's a reason why we talk about NSYNC.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Writing a whole story.
Well, it was so funny because they were on Hot Ones this week, and they do like the questions during it. If you don't know what Hot Ones is, it's basically like an interview session where they eat hot wings, and the sauce progressively gets hotter and hotter and hotter.
I thought you said hot wings, and I'm like, what is the hot wings?
Hot wings.
Okay.
Hot wings. And the interviewer said, Lance, true or false? He goes, true, I'm gay. I'm so glad I can get that off my chest, and everything, because he talks about it a lot on his podcast of how difficult it was, but also at the same time, it was hard for him to suppress who he was, but at the same time, it was easy for him to be like, I can't date. I'm flying all over the place. I'm too busy. I can't be having a girlfriend. But meanwhile, he dated Topanga. So there's a whole thing, but they're BFF now. So it's actually really sweet. If you have not listened to Lance's podcast, Frosted Tips.
Oh, man.
It's delightful. It started off with they were just going to be interviewing boy band members from the 90s. And now it's basically just turned into if you were somewhere in the music scene. And they also interviewed Debbie Gibson. Yeah. Okay. He has a really good podcast, but he could also be on General Hospital.
He could. This would make sense.
That'd be great. Okay, we just wrote that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Alrighty, so...
I like that, though. I like that.
I'm good with that, too. I'm okay with that. I don't know where else to go. I don't know what
from there we could go to Eddie being stuck on his song.
Yes. And Marshall saying, come sing here, and you can finish your song. And Brook Lynn is like, I understand what it's like to get stuck. And that was a nice little moment between them. I like that Eddie is becoming friends with everyone as Eddie instead of them continuing to push him to be Ned.
Yes.
Him and Olivia got a little sparks flying.
Yes. She was not tiptoeing. I think he finally saw the side of her that's Olivia, the sparky side, Oh, yeah, you just said sparks, but also like her feistiness.
Right.
Where she's like on the phone, what do you mean? And then she's like, what?
And he's like,
instead of her tiptoeing all around him.
Right.
You know, she's like, yeah, I should not have said that to you that way. So what's going on? You know?
Yeah.
But he's stuck on writing his song, and he's just waiting for his muse to come back to him. And
I still don't know who they're going to say is his muse.
I'm still sticking with it's Lois. But I still am torn because why wouldn't he have recognized the photo of the two of them together? Especially where the photo was the two of them together, which I think we've talked about before.
Has he met Alexis yet?
No, I don't think so.
Oh.
That's Eddie's angel.
Yeah, that's what I was getting at.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to write this down. Amanda, muse is Alexis, Shannon, Lois.
Okay.
I've been saying Lois, though, since...
You have, and I would agree with that.
But it actually makes so much sense, though.
Fairy tale romance in my head from them back in the 90s, I so want it to be Lois.
Not the 2000s.
So cool. Right.
Yeah.
But being that he did not recognize that picture makes me feel like it's not.
And have they intentionally been keeping him and Alexis away?
Right, because he's met Gregory, and Gregory did, and Alexis didn't come to Gregory's side. It was Tracy. So
yes. Okay,
we'll see.
Now you have I'm racking my brain. I can't think if they've I don't think they have.
I don't think they have.
Huh.
Cool. It would make sense if they meet at the Savoy. So he goes to the Savoy to perform, but he still hasn't finished his song. And then Alexis is there to celebrate the baby with the girls.
Yes.
And then he sees her, and then boom, song's finished.
Love it. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
We're writing all kind of good stuff today.
Although I did read that they're close. The writers are supposedly really, really close to negotiations. However, we still don't have the actors.
Come on, guys.
WGA and studios set Sunday meeting with deal not finalized yet.
Okay.
But they're meeting on a Sunday, so that has to be...
I would hope that's good news. Like, we're getting there.
WGA, AMPTP to meet Sunday after Guild presented with best and final offer. Okay, let's see. I feel like if they reach an agreement, then the actors can't be too far behind.
Right.
So, fingers crossed, because... Although then that means we have to really step it up and start doing our Bobby research, which I think we have both been delaying because of the strike.
Right.
Meanwhile, instead of being like, hey, we have time to be doing this now.
No, we'll just wait till the last minute.
That's not really like me to procrastinate, though. I thought I was going to have it done over the summer. I just didn't know how crazy my summer was going to be.
Yeah, I just procrastinate. I have no defense other than I do.
Oh, but Marshall told Stella that Curtis is considering selling the Savoy.
Mm-hmm. And they're both like, no.
Yeah.
No. He can't do it. He has to keep it.
And Selena brought her good friend, wink, wink, Zion, to the Savoy before going to the hot new club. What was the hot new club's name? I wrote it down somewhere.
I have no idea.
Intrigue?
That sounds right. Who owns this hot new club? Like, you hear about everything opening. Who owns this club? Unless they want to bring back,
Intrigue.
Some older characters. We could have Brenda opening up this new club.
Okay.
Or even Lois. That would be great.
Yes.
I feel like Brook Lynn would have known something about that. But I don't know. Lois didn't come whenever she was in the hospital. So maybe
after her neck was slashed.
Yeah.
Throat was slashed.
Yeah. So.
I mean, your throat is in your neck, but still.
Thank you for clarifying that.
And this is Anatomy with Shannon.
Wow.
Okay, so they're going to this new club. Was it downtown or was it in the city? Because if it's in the city, Trina and Spencer are going to the city.
In the city, yeah.
Could there be something potentially... What if they get into a club down there? He got them into Essence, which is a really popular restaurant bar.
I think they're going to be too busy hanging out in the hotel after they go see their show and go to the restaurant.
But if somebody is after... Okay, so somebody is after Sonny, knows that you can get to him through Spencer. They're on the town, he and Trina. Spencer becomes a target. Selena saves him because she's at this new club and gets wind that someone is going after Sonny's nephew. This strengthens the bond between Selena and Sonny, and then they take down Pac-Man.
Okay.
That was
I would be okay with that.
That was a reach.
That's okay, though. I'd be okay with that.
This is why I love having these conversations. I hadn't even put this together.
I'm okay with the way that's going. I just am over the Pikeman stuff. Pikeman came to Sonny this week and was like, here's a boatload of cash. We're just going to keep moving through. And Sonny's like, no, they questioned me about Pikeman over and over and over again. I'm not going to keep working for you until you figure out who your rat is, because I don't want to go to jail for you.
Mm-hmm.
Sonny has enough money.
Well, and he's like, I'm not being taken down because of you.
Right.
That was his big, and Dex was allowed to stay.
Yeah. And gave his own opinion. And he went on about this is wrong and don't do this and blah, blah, blah. And Sonny was like, wow, you sure do have a lot of opinions.
Right. Like, where have you been holding this back? Well, it's because he's like a mini Jason. Right. Jason did the same thing.
Or not going to tell until you ask him. He knows his place.
Yep. That was really it with Sonny.
Yeah.
Anna went to Sonny and asked for protection, asked if that offer of protection were in place. So at the same time, Valentin is at Nina's office. Well, no, at Olivia's office, but Nina's in there, which I'm sorry. I feel like Nina would have access to the same
stuff.
And know the difference between a binder and a padfolio, please?
That's funny. That was funny.
That was driving me crazy. Well, here's the binder. And I'm like, that is a padfolio. You can see the notepad.
Yeah.
No. Okay. Anyway, office supplies aside. Valentin went to Nina and asked for security footage to review. And the second she said Valentin, I was like, oh, no, it's Charlotte.
But it's not Charlotte.
No, the shooting was not Charlotte. I do think that the room was Charlotte.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I don't think it was.
Oh, I do, because she's doing the I love Nina so much thing again and kind of being dismissive of Anna being included in. People have to keep reminding her, oh, yeah, well, Anna will be there, too. Oh, yeah, and Anna. So she winds up. So we ended last week where the room had been turned over. You know, there was ink all over a blouse that Anna was wearing or had just purchased because everything in her house burned down. And on the mirror was written a message, you know, like you think you're safe, but you're not. Stuff like that. And then this week we see that Valentin goes and gets the footage and it's Charlotte is going into the room. And when Anna was talking to Sonny about getting the protection, she's like, but there's two different motives. Like there's two different things going on here. One seems like dangerous, you know, the fact that they were shot at. I think that Charlotte is taking this as opportunity to sabotage her relationship because maybe she sees that Valentin hasn't been with her because of Anna's stuff. We see her at Nina's because Valentin asked her to stay the night at Nina's because just to keep her safe or keep her like an eye on her or whatever. Even though I did like that he went to Dante and said, hey, I need to find a place for Charlotte and I to live. Like I want her to come. It's obvious to me that she is missing me. And Dante's like, yeah, absolutely. You're her dad. She's welcome at our house anytime. And Valentin's like, thank you very much for taking care of her while I'm doing all this crazy stuff. But I think that Charlotte is probably acting out that Valentin hasn't been around as much as he used to be. And it seems to her that it's because of Anna. And now she has her tarot cards that she's sitting in the bedroom flipping over. Is she looking to them for guidance on what her next thing is she's supposed to be doing? I don't know.
I'm just not convinced that it was her.
I think it was her in their hotel room.
If it would have just been...
Remember a couple years ago, she was cutting up pictures and that never went anywhere.
Right.
And that was a picture of her and Sasha. And she blamed Sasha for Nina and Valentin not getting married.
Right.
What if she's still upset about that?
I mean, she can still be crazy. That's fine. I
didn't say crazy. I said upset.
Okay, upset. I feel like messing up the clothes and stuff would be Charlotte, but the writing on the mirror. I just didn't
see, but she's going into like the tarot cards and everything. So that's like, I mean, she's 15 now.
She is.
Still legally cannot take a ride share. And Nina's like, well, do you monitor her ride share activity? Could she have gone an hour? Do you know how expensive that is?
And he's like, no, not really. I say I'm going to, but I don't.
Right.
Okay.
I don't buy that from Valentin, that he's not monitoring where Charlotte's taking rides to.
Or at least have, like, the ping on your phone, like, your credit card was just used here for this amount of money.
Right. I did like that Nina took Charlotte to Kelly's for breakfast because, she doesn't have any food. And even if she did, Kelly's has better food, And Carly was nice enough when Nina was asking questions about Charlotte. And she's like, oh, so she comes here a lot? And Carly's like, what the heck are you doing? And she's like, Valentin is wondering what his daughter's doing. Sounds like she's here a lot. Is she here by herself? Is she here with people? Carly's like, no, she's only ever been here with Jake, so maybe a couple times by herself.
Right. But Charlotte comes right out and is like, are you guys talking about me? Like, what are you doing? I don't understand not addressing it with her.
Right.
I didn't get that. Like, okay, first of all, if I was Anna, I would be so angry that I'm sitting here freaking out that someone's trying to hurt me and has come into my room and you're not telling me that you actually suspect it's just your 15-year-old mad that we're dating.
Yep.
But on top of that, if he wasn't ready to go to Anna until he learned the motive, which I think would be pretty obvious, from Charlotte, then I thought they were going to go to Nina's house and, like, sit down together and be like, this is a safe environment. Right. Nina is here for you too. But what the heck did you do?
Right.
And why are you doing this? And instead they're just like, go to sleep, honey. It's fine.
Just delete all the footage. I understand him not confronting her because the way that he rushed out of Nina's office when Anna called him and said, Charlotte's here.
Right.
He has concerns of what she could do.
Yes. But deleting the footage, no. And, I mean, she used a key to get in, so she didn't break into the room, so the hotel would have no reason to press charges unless Anna wanted to. And once Anna found out it was Charlotte, she would be like, no, I'm not going to press charges, but what the heck?
Right.
So.
But, like, once he dropped her off at Nina's, he should have gone back to Anna and said, hey.
Right. And that's part of the reason I think it's not Charlotte. It's because I think if it was Charlotte, that I would have had that interaction. I think now he's going to ignore it for a while because he just assumes that it's Charlotte and for some reason does not want to talk to her about it. And bad things are going to keep happening. And then finally he's going to be like, Charlotte, what the heck? And she's going to say, I have no idea what you're talking about.
I don't know. Who else could it be, though? Like, I still think that the adult stuff is Alex. But I did buy that Charlotte would be upset about the stuff.
And I'm thinking she's just using the tarot cards because at 15, you're like, tell me who my true love is. And the tarot cards are like, yes, you'll live happily ever after.
Yeah, but that's like sleepover stuff that you do.
Not always. If you have a deck of tarot cards, why wouldn't you use them with...
I don't know how tarot cards work.
Oh. Yeah, you can do a reading for someone or you can do a reading for yourself.
Okie dokie.
It's all about how you shuffle the cards, like your natural instinct of shuffling the cards is supposed to place them in the right order so that whenever you flip them over, you get a reading.
Okay.
I'm not saying I believe in it or I don't. I'm just telling you, like,
I don't know.
Kind of like with the Ouija board, like the spirits move it or whatever. Your own way that you shuffle the cards is supposed to put them in the right order. So then whenever you flip them, it's like, that's the universe and your connection to the universe is what's telling you what's going to happen.
So then that's what I'm saying. Is she looking to the cards to tell her what to do next with Anna?
Maybe, but I think it's all about love and Jake. I didn't pay attention to what the cards were, honestly.
But someone seems to be paying attention. Not that they're not paying attention to her and Jake, but it doesn't seem like there's an obstacle there.
No, but you can do a tarot reading for different things. You can do it like you're supposed to center your mind to whatever you're trying to figure out. So if she is just like, what's going to happen with me and Jake? Kind of like the magic 8-ball. What's going to happen with me and Jake? And then look at the little cube says, oh, it's everlasting love. Then yay. If she's focusing on her and Anna or Anna and Valentin, then yeah, it may have more like sinister.
Okay.
It's like anything else. It's how
we do have to remember she is a Cassadine.
Yeah. True.
There is Cassadine blood there.
Oh yeah.
So, he has, or she has, maybe she's upset that she didn't really get connected with Victor, and Victor obviously had a vendetta against Anna, and so she's continuing his, I don't know. Because Valentin hasn't told her, hey, by the way, kind of a good thing that your grandfather was stopped.
What did she get from him?
She didn't get the tarot cards, I thought those were from Sam. Like, those were given to Sam, right? But if they were in the house, she took them from Sam.
Yes. Good job.
Connect the dots. La, 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 la.
Oh my gosh.
I discovered Aldi has dark chocolate covered espresso beans.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That sounds dangerous for you.
They, but they're yummy.
Sure.
Because like that would have had any impact on my singing Pee Wee Herman Connect the Dots. Anyway. Okay. Glad that we talked that one out.
Yeah.
Okay. So Charlotte got the tarot cards from Sam, Victor, and I think it has to do with continuing Victor's being mad at Anna.
Maybe. I'm still not convinced, but we'll see. I'm following you. Yes, that's absolutely where she got them from and whatever, but I don't know that she's using them for bad things just yet.
Okay. But then Anna did go to Olivia to see if she could get the footage also, and Olivia's like, what the heck are you talking about? Right.
And there's no footage anywhere, so she calls the company and is like, I pay you so much money to back this up and have copies. How is it that it's nowhere to be found? And I'm like, yeah, it has to be somewhere. It has to be backed up on one of their servers or something. This is going to come to light.
And I feel like she could call Spinelli.
Absolutely.
But she calls Nina. And Nina's like, oh, yeah, I tried to pull it up too, and it was not there. Bye.
Mm-hmm. Ridiculous.
I did like how Olivia kept staying in business, though, and she's like, oh, my gosh, I am so sorry. Are you okay? Let me move to you. She's like, I'm assuming that you're in a new room.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Olivia's great.
Also could have been foreshadowing. Carly told Charlotte that she reminds her of Lulu at her age.
Oh, yeah. Lulu was a pain.
She wasn't just a pain. Didn't she have a mental break?
She had I thought the mental break came from
I think so too, but
so
it was still older? Something. But Laura had one.
Yeah.
And then Lulu had one.
Right.
So now we have, right.
Okay. Now that would be a good one. Because then Charlotte can be like, I don't know what you're talking about. And they can be like, here's the footage. And she can be like, I don't remember.
Like, I blacked out. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm good with that story.
Okay.
She's allowed to be.
She's allowed to have a nervous breakdown at 15.
Yeah.
We're okay with this?
Yes, because her mom has been in a coma.
No, it's genetic mental health.
A gazillion years, and her dad isn't paying any attention to her. So those two things combined together could definitely put her at the point for a mental breakdown.
Yes.
Especially since she's genetically predisposed.
Correct. Okay.
All righty.
There we go. We wrote that one too. Mm-hmm. We're good. We're on a roll. All right. Where did we go to next?
I don't think it goes, it doesn't jump over to, but I don't understand why we had Drew beaten up.
No. Because it's not like Cyrus even saved him.
Right.
Although he kind of did, but I don't think that Cyrus knew that was going to happen.
But Cyrus had paid off the guard to give wrong information to Drew. So you don't think he was connected to that?
I don't know if he knew that Drew was going to be hurt like that.
Okay.
I don't
they
know.
Really I think did a number on him.
So he paid off the security guard. So Drew called Carly, and then the security guard came and said that Austin was there seeing an inmate named Lennon.
Uh-huh.
So where's McCartney?
Uh-huh.
And that'd be awesome. Sorry. And so Drew's kind of frustrated, and he's like, that doesn't make sense, but okay, if that's what you're saying. And then Cyrus comes out and is like, don't worry, I'll hook your son up with something better than an internship at Aurora.
Mm-hmm.
So the security guard's only looking out for his son. But then what was the purpose behind? I thought that Cyrus's paying him off was just to get Drew off that trail, to get him down the wrong path.
Yeah.
Not to get him set up to be hurt.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that perhaps the warden set up Drew being beat up like that
because
to put Cyrus in his place, to keep Cyrus under her control because she's mad about how the wrong information was given to her.
Okay.
So however that all played out with Cyrus, okay, but I'm going to make an example of your boy Drew.
Okay. All right, I'll take that. Because I was just like, I don't understand why Cyrus would have him beat up. I thought he was going to have him beat up, and then he was going to walk in and be like, hey, he's under protection. Don't touch him. And instead, they beat the crap out of him.
But Cyrus didn't come in until after.
Right.
So that's the thing. If it was set up for him to rescue, quote, rescue Drew.
He would have been there.
He would have been there.
Yeah. Okay.
But then he was pretty calm. That kind of threw me off, but maybe it was more of maybe it was he got the message.
Yeah.
Cyrus is not a hysterical person to begin with unless it comes to his mom.
Right.
So, or Laura. So never mind. not totally never mind. It's not out of place for him to have remained calm, like, oh, shoot.
Right. And it was kind of time sensitive, like, hey.
Right.
We need the nurse, paramedic, whatever, right now. Okay. Yeah.
It was an interesting scene, though, because I just feel, I don't know, if you're a dude in the shower getting beat up, you're in more than one way more vulnerable and exposed.
Right.
For some serious damage that does not involve your skull.
Right.
And your back.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay.
I don't know. Thanks for leaving it alone. I don't know.
Wow. Okay.
He has some good moves, though, for considering.
Right.
So Cameron, how did you prepare for that fight scene? Well, I did kickboxing naked for a couple weeks. In the shower.
In the shower.
He does ice baths.
I could never. No.
God bless social media for giving us this weird stuff. I used to have to wait for my monthly teen beat.
Right.
Now I get it daily. And Entertainment Weekly.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but then he talked to Carly. Oh, and then Diane. Did Diane get the call about Drew while she was at Carly's?
Yes.
Okay, so how close does Carly live to Kelly's? Because Diane went to Kelly's to talk to Carly. She's like, let's step out for a moment. Then they wind up in Carly's kitchen. Mm-hmm. In Sonny's kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
And Carly lives in.
Kitchen.
Carly lives in.
Carly's kitchen.
Whose name's on the deed?
Carly's kitchen.
Probably Sonny's.
Carly's kitchen.
That she never uses.
Marital property.
Except for, well, I don't know what the law is in New York. But anyway.
Yeah, so she gets the call. Diane gets the call that Drew got beat up. And so she's like, oh my gosh, okay, I'll be right there.
Yep. After they had been discussing that, yes, in fact, why is this a shock to anyone that the judge has aspirations to get promoted in his career?
Right. That could be a reason for the sentencing. Well,
yes.
I would think most judges are trying to move their way up and make more money and be more prestigious. That's not shocking.
I mean, I'm sure that they're, yeah. Like, who wouldn't want, I don't know. I don't have aspirations to be a judge, but I would imagine, like, if you are a judge, wouldn't it be such an honor to one day be part of the Supreme Court?
Right.
That sounds reasonable. I know, like, some people are just totally satisfied with whatever they do, and that's totally fine. But I don't feel like it's totally out of the realm of possibility that this judge has career ambitions.
Yeah, I don't know.
But Diane went there after she had breakfast with Robert.
What is Robert doing?
Is so stupid. He's so sweetly stupid.
I'm sorry, but no. No, he has to understand. You cannot leave your breakfast date to go sit with your ex-wife and give her a present.
And when he shared with her, when he found out about Anna, so even if they are just friends, I mean, we want them to be romantically connected, but even as friends, when Anna walked in the room, he could have been like, oh my gosh, I got her this great present. I want to go give it to her. I bought her this. Like, he didn't even, he just told Diane, I'll pay for breakfast.
Right, I'll pay for breakfast. I have to go sit with Anna. And then she looks over and Anna's opening this present and like gushing over it. If he would have explained, hey, remember our house just burnt down? I got some pictures and put it on a digital frame. And so I'm hoping it'll make her feel better.
Or invite Anna to come join you. Be like, Anna, come here.
Right.
Or did he double book himself because he had it with him? Like, was he expecting to see Anna at breakfast that day? Or was he possibly just, oh, you know what? She's staying at the Metro Court, so maybe he was going to pop up and give it to her.
But then, he could have held on to it after lunch or after breakfast with Diane, gone over and sat down with Anna, or if she was back at her room, taken it to her room.
Yeah.
No reason to leave Diane.
It was the sweetest gift, though. He bought her a digital picture frame, and it had all their pictures. Well, not all their pictures, but pictures from when they got married, through little Robin, through adult Robin. Very sweet.
Although, I don't know that I want pictures.
That was weird.
Scrolling through of me and my first husband's marriage as I'm moving in with my boyfriend.
I did think that was a little weird. That
like, maybe the family picture of the three of them, like, okay.
100%. Right. Like, I'm never going to burn the pictures of my ex with my kids. Like, no, they need to know.
Right. We were happy at one point in time. So, okay. But yeah, the wedding ones, I was like, I kind of feel like my man would be like, I'm sorry, why are we putting pictures of you and your ex up in our house?
Yeah. I don't know. It was, I mean, Yeah.
But it was a nice gift.
It was very nice. And Diane would understand is the worst part.
Right.
If he had been like, hey, I have this gift for her. Do you mind if she joins us? I would love to give it to her now. Because he obviously is so excited about it.
Right. And that would have made Diane respect him and like him even more.
Right.
Like, look at how kind he is even to his ex that there's clearly nothing going on with.
Right.
This is sweet. So, I don't know.
I don't know either.
Cody and Sasha?
Sure.
He was so cute. He explains to her, like, why he wanted to help her, and he feels bad that he didn't tell her everything before about the garage and the gambling, but he needed to stay on Selena's good side. And then it's time for bed. They got showers, and it's time for bed. And he's like, you take the bed. I'll sleep over here. And as she's falling asleep, she's like, Cody, this isn't fair. And he pretends to be asleep on the floor.
That was really sweet.
Stays in the bed. I was waiting for her to say, like, we're both adults here. It's a full-size bed, queen-size bed. Like, you can lay here next to me and nothing has to happen. You can do that.
But he was being respectful.
He was. I appreciated that he offered it, but I wanted her to say, oh my gosh, you can sleep in the bed next to me.
Right.
We're friends. It's fine.
Yeah.
Instead of it being an either or kind of deal.
I like that she was reassuring about the stuff with the garage. And she's like, what are you talking about? You tried to tell me not to trust Gladys.
Right.
And, you know, she kind of I don't want to say gave him a pass, but he wasn't like running and snitching to her.
I mean, he did try multiple times.
Yeah.
Like, I would be cautious. Have you checked out who's buying this? Blah, blah, blah. Without giving all the details. So.
Yep. Lucy asked Nina about Sasha, too, just to make sure that she was okay. And
yeah, but that was not a good conversation. Because Nina's like, so all you're concerned about is your company, not really Sasha? What's going on?
I feel like Lucy just isn't good at caring about people, expressing her care about people.
Right.
Because she truly does care about Sasha.
She does care about Sasha, but she has to care about her business too. Like, that's a lot of money that's going into it.
To some degree. And Maxie just wins. I loved her. Maxie is on a roll.
Right.
Because, so they had game night at the house with Mac and Felicia and Lucy, and Scott's back.
Yes.
Yay!
I know. I was very excited.
What's up with this gummies all of a sudden that we're so obsessed with it? I'm going to have to, so I do follow Ken Schreiner on all of his things.
Yeah.
Apparently not this obsessively if something's being missed there with gummies.
I don't know. She said that one time that she really liked gummies. And ever since then, it's like, what?
Well, all I could think of was Ferris Bueller. The girl was like, I have some gummy bears in my pocket. They're warm. At the very end. Okay.
Yeah.
Have you never seen Ferris Bueller's Day Off?
I've seen Ferris Bueller's Day Off. I have not memorized it. I'm sorry.
It's the very end of the movie. It's a weird thing. The girl puts her hand in her pocket and is like, I have gummy bears in my pocket. They're warm and like squishy. And she offers them to the principal because he got on the bus. Okay.
Yeah.
It's like a weird thing.
That sounds really weird.
Most people would possibly remember that.
Sounds very weird, but sorry.
Anyway.
I didn't commit it to memory.
So first of all, it was super cute that Felicia was reading the book, The Best Patient Advocate. It is a real book.
Oh, good.
Hold on. It was written by Dr. Nanachika
Okay.
Chumley. The full title is The Best Patient Advocate. Find the confidence and clarity to get help to manage your healthcare crisis from a doctor who cares. And it just talks about, like, if you were just recently diagnosed with a serious medical issue, you're probably feeling overwhelmed, frustrated, maybe downright angry. What do? That's where finding a patient advocate comes in. And then she explains to James that she's getting this new job and she's going to help people.
And Stella's excited for her to start. She was having that conversation over at the hospital about now there'll be someone else that can help everyone.
Yep.
So, yay.
And then James shows Mac and Felicia how Cody taught him all these different knot ties.
Yeah.
And then they start talking again about Felicia's job. And she's like, oh, do you want to be a doctor when you grow up? And he wants to be a cop like Daddy. And I love the fact that he calls him Daddy.
Yeah.
Because he never knew him.
Right.
You know, but that's really sweet. So he says, no, I want to be a cop like Daddy and Grandpa. And then that's when Scott and Lucy come over with the game. James is like, you guys are going to be way too loud. And they're like,
Right.
no, we won't.
No, we'll be quiet. And then they start talking, and Lucy just says, like, out of nowhere, more talking to Scott and Felicia than to Maxie. Well, I mean, I did get a better offer from her, and Maxie's like, I'm sorry, what? You what? Would you like to repeat that? And she's like, oh, I can't.
Well, they were trying to talk about how to take down Tracy.
Yeah.
And about, like, poisoning her. Max, like, can you guys not discuss this in front of me?
That was really funny. They're like, we're not really going to kill her. And he's like, I don't care. Not appropriate conversation in front of a cop.
But then,
Thank you. And so then, yeah, she says, I got a better deal, but I can't take it. And Maxie's like, repeat that, please. And all of them are like, yeah, she can't give up her 1% in the ELQ, blah, blah, blah. And Maxie's like, hello, this is my livelihood. What are you talking about?
Right. Lucy should have run it by her.
Yeah.
They are co-owners.
Yes.
Right? It's her, Sasha, and Maxie are equal partners.
Right.
So, yeah, that was not Lucy's decision. Oh, and then she's like, didn't you get that from Alan anyway?
Right. She's like, yes, I loved him, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Love him or not, I don't care.
And Scott was trying to have her back, and it was a really, really weird way that he was supporting her. It was totally them, but, I mean, it was just, I was proud of Maxie.
Mm-hmm. And then James comes out.
She was clear. She was, right, you know, she was just like, no, like, I could be homeless.
Yeah. And then James comes out and is like, can you guys quiet down? Your game is too loud. And they're like, oh, sorry. Didn't mean to do that.
So, earlier in the week, though, Blair sat with Martin.
Yes.
She sold the rights to the Beauty Wand to Tracy.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason that they got divorced is because she was too busy hopping in and out of bed with David Vickers, who was a character on One Life to Live. And so I did look up. Open. There we go. Okay. So David Vickers was played by Tuck Watkins, who was Pierce Dorman on General Hospital.
Mm-hmm.
But he and Blair didn't have a romance. It was more of she was conspiring with Dorian, schemed with her other niece. Okay, hold it. Kelly started falling in love with David and wanted him to be her first. Dorian suspected that David would have an affair, and just as Kelly and David were in bed, she got into the room with a photographer to take pictures of him committing adultery. She was horrified to find Kelly with him there. Dorian promised David 3/4 of her property if he'd leave Kelly alone and divorce her. Of course, he didn't mean to keep that promise. Dorian schemed with her other niece, Blair, a plan in which Blair would lure David into sleeping with her, would cover his eyes, and tie him to the bed. After that, Dorian switched places with her and slept with her husband, while Todd Manning took pictures of them without seeing Dorian's face and published it in his paper. David was forced to give Dorian a divorce without getting a thing out of it. Wow.
Yeah.
So Dorian, if I'm understanding this, because I did not read all of this, David was married to Dorian, but he was falling in love with Kelly, and Kelly was a virgin, and wanted David to be her first, even though he was married, because they were supposed to be getting divorced. But I'm assuming that there was money involved here somewhere, that Dorian wanted to make sure that she got the money. So she asked her niece to sleep with her husband.
But not really sleep with him.
But pretend to sleep with him.
Right.
But apparently now, at some point, Blair was hopping in and out of bed with him.
Yes.
But this did not happen on One Life to Live.
Right. That was not part of Dorian's plan.
But Dorian asked her niece to sleep with her husband, or to pretend to sleep with her husband, or seduce him so that she could get in and sleep with her own husband.
Right.
While her niece's husband took pictures. Okay.
Happens every day. I don't know why you have to spell it out like that. Yeah, clearly.
But on the show, they actually did not.
I don't remember them.
So we don't know when Blair and David Vickers were actually...
I think that some of this stuff happened. Remember how it went on to just the internet to watch it?
Yeah.
I think that some of this may have happened, or may have been storyline that they were planning to happen on the spinoff. I did not watch the spinoff. So I know some of the storylines. I don't know all of them. And some of them I don't remember because, like I said, I was young back then.
I don't know.
But anyway, since Blair cheated on Martin, she had to pay him alimony of $50,000. She had come up with the original idea for the Deceptor she gave her information to Tracy so that Tracy could pretend like she came up with it, combined with the information that she had Brook Lynn steal, makes it look like she was the original person to come up with the idea. And Martin's like, you were never even going to develop that idea, so I'm not sure why it is that you are doing all of this. And she's like, I don't want to pay you money anymore, and then you'll marry Lucy. So,
but here's the thing, is that all Martin has to do, now that, you know, he's kind of come clean with Lucy, Lucy's vindictive enough that she will be like, no, we're not getting married.
Right.
Yes, she was mad about the fact that you don't want to marry me because of $50,000. And then he was like, no, I'll get rid of it. And for half a second was like, but it's $50,000. But if that's really what you want me to do, I will absolutely do it. Now Lucy's going to be like, no, you don't have to.
Absolutely. Like,
Lucy's fully going to support.
It's $50,000. You stay not married as long as you want, collecting that money.
I don't think Lucy would care if it was $20 a month.
It's the fact that she's not going to let Blair get one over on him. Yes.
Right.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, we forgot to talk about the fact that Willow is now back to work, and Sam asked her to look at Sasha's file, and she found the medicines that when they interact, they can cause these episodes that we have been seeing Sasha have.
Yes. And then Sam takes it to Dante, and he's like, how'd you get this? And she looks at him like, really?
But Willow looks around to see if anyone's looking. Like, there's not cameras.
No.
She's going to get fired, like, her first day back.
Well, then Mike will be happy because she'll get to be a little stay-at-home mom again.
Yeah. And I think the only thing... So, Trina brought Curtis a new video game. She told him about the trip to NYC. He asks why they haven't told each other that they love each other yet. Like, it's suspicious. I don't know. Maybe she's had some really bad examples of love and is maybe scared to tell someone that she loves them.
Right.
Just a guess.
Shot in the dark, yes.
But then he goes and tells Portia and is like, I think Trina knew I was going to tell you, and that's why she told me.
I didn't like that. No.
And then Portia's like, she's just not going to tell me everything.
Right, because number one, kids don't. But number two, because you're so disapproving of her boyfriend.
Right.
She doesn't want to hear it from you. She wants to just go have fun. He planned this romantic, sweet weekend. She has all her schoolwork already done, so it's not even like she's being not responsible.
She does not have it all done.
She hadn't proved it for the 14th time.
I'm on Team Trina.
She sent him away. It'll be done before they leave.
But she was 100% correct. If you don't let me finish this, at least in my world, if you don't let me finish this, I'm not going to be able to shut off my brain. So let me do it so that I can just, it's done.
Yes.
And you don't have to worry about it. It's done. And it's early. Eventually. But it was really sweet. They were so cute. They were super cute.
Alrighty.
And then Esme confided in Gregory. That was actually really sweet.
That was very sweet. And he's like, you just try to find the thing that makes you happy. And she's like, oh, that's easy with Ace because he's so cute and blah, blah, blah. And there you go.
And she thanked Portia for being helpful and friendly.
Yes.
Oh, and Portia's like, oh, you're so welcome. I'm doing it out of the kindness of my heart.
Yeah, exactly. I'm doing it because I'm a jerk. But then we saw Gregory tell Tracy about his diagnosis.
Yeah.
So.
Because he bought her a soda.
Mm-hmm. A pop, but yeah.
A ginger ale. And she's like, I'll just pretend there's whiskey in this. And he couldn't open the can.
Yeah.
I like that Liz was hesitant to discuss it with Finn, but ultimately did, where she's like, I see that he is following the typical treatment plan for ALS. However, I like how they worded it. He's treating the disease and not the person.
Right.
And, I mean, I have no experience when it comes to that, but I feel like you want someone who is willing to take a look at the whole picture and isn't like, here's the 12th step plan of treatment. It's, okay, here's everything that you are.
Right.
Here's some things that you can try.
Right.
And then Finn was even hesitant to talk about it with Gregory, but he ultimately did. And Gregory thanked both of them and was like, fine, help me find someone else that will, you know, maybe look at some of these other areas that, and it's not even like they're suggesting experimental stuff that is so,
right,
whatever. You know, they're like, no, we know that there are these other things that other doctors are doing that are being successful. And it seems like Dr. Branson isn't even looking into them.
Right.
So it's not like, here, we're going to send you overseas to a clinic that's in a shack.
Right.
It's no, there's other doctors that are doing these other things and having these successes or whatever.
Right. It was about improving the quality of the life that he has left instead of just accepting the timeline.
Right. Oh, when he wrote that down.
Yeah.
That was just But then Finn told Alexis that he hasn't told Chase. Mm-hmm. Or did Gregory tell Alexis that he hadn't told Chase yet because they just looked so happy?
Right.
And Alexis was kind of like nudging Finn, like, hey, why don't you go talk to the doctor and see what they have to say? And Finn's like, yeah, doctors don't like when you do that.
Right. Just because we're both doctors doesn't
probably
mean he wants to break
attorneys don't either. Right. And as a former one, you'd think you would know that.
Yep.
She didn't seem to understand that.
Mm-hmm. She's like, you guys are friends. Come on. And he's like, no, it doesn't work that way.
Right. And he knows that it's his dad. So it's not like you can even go and say, hey, I have a patient that I'm having this experience with. You know, it's, yeah.
I think that was everything.
I think it is too, except for we forgot to discuss while we were talking about Sasha and Cody, who we are talking to this week. Not Cody or Sasha, but Dr. Montague.
Bad doctor.
Bad doctor.
Bad doctor.
Darren Tunder.
Yeah, I don't know how I'm going to address him other than I don't like you. You're
so
a bad doctor.
How do you feel about being the most hated person on General Hospital right now? How's that going for you? Mm-hmm. He's good at it.
He is good at it.
And this is going to be very interesting because it's the first interview we're doing after the strikes, and we're super limited by things that we can talk about. I know we wind up talking about like everything else. We will find out if he has a cat or a dog. Cat or dog. Cat or dog. Any pet. Any pet. But that's who we're talking with on Thursday. That'll be fun.
It will be fun, but I'm going to have a hard time not seeing.
Well, that's why we have
I don't
to
like you.
Separate.
I don't think
the show
to anyone that I didn't like. Like, I don't dislike the actor, obviously. I dislike the character. But have we talked to anyone that I didn't like?
No, because we get mad at Nicholas, but we like him.
Yeah. I guess, White.
Yeah, but I don't feel like we had Dan White.
Thank you, Dan.
Elijah.
I like, totally lost his first name.
But I don't feel like we had him long enough for us to, like, hate him.
Right. I just did not like, I was like, hey, you're shady. I had to give a little, like, lecture.
Right.
But yeah.
Dr. Montague is, like, evil.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't think so.
This is going to be hard.
Okay.
It's going to be straightforward with him. I'm going to tell you, I don't like you. Don't take it personally. It's not really you. It's your character. So you're doing a good job.
There you go.
Anyway.
Reality check.
Do you have a good reality check?
I've gone first the past couple weeks. You can go first.
Okay.
My tummy's growling.
My tummy is growling.
What just happened there? I fed you earlier.
Did I tell you my Grease story?
Grease?
Yeah, Grease the movie.
No.
No? Like, no. Not even after?
No.
Oh, okay. So here's a little PSA for everyone, in case you didn't know.
Have you never seen Grease?
I have seen Grease. Just wait for my story. Did everyone realize she told me to go first and now she's interrupting me? Anyway, there is a Grease, apparently. There is a Grease version that I was shown, I'm pretty sure like in music class at school, and I have watched it on my own.
Oh. Do you now know the unedited version?
In case you didn't know, there's an unedited version.
So many things are...
So Madeline, for her dance...
No. Oh, no.
For her dance competitions this year is being the Pink Ladies. And my reaction and one of my other dance mom reactions were instantly, have you ever seen Grease? You don't know what the Pink Ladies are? Oh my gosh, you have to watch it. So whenever you talk to your little remote and say, put on Grease, it comes up and says the only option is, I think it's HBO's, but it may be one of the pay for the service things. And you click it and you're like, okay, we're going to watch Grease. Do not watch that with your children because it says things that are not appropriate. And the first one, you're like...
You don't know it, though, when you're young.
I don't know, because Madeline's young, but she's not that young. Like, she's in 5th grade now. Kids talk about stuff. So the first few comments, I was like, I don't remember that from the first one, but maybe I just wasn't paying attention. And again, I was like...
You obviously don't have the movie memorized.
I knew... like the basics of it, blah, blah, blah. And then Ryan came up and it was the scene when Rizzo shimmies down the thing coming out of the sleepover and she has a conversation with the boys that I will not repeat because we are a kid-friendly show.
Connecting.
But things that she says are not appropriate. And Ryan's like, I don't remember this. And I'm like, I didn't remember some things that were said earlier. Luckily, Madeline fell asleep at that, before that point, so I just shut it off, and now I need to find the made-for-TV version, because, there is a difference.
I grew up watching it on the VHS tape that was taped straight from TBS right after Bye Bye Birdie. I can still, I have it in my head exactly how I watched it, because you had to fast forward through Bye Bye Birdie to get to, or you just watch Bye Bye Birdie and then Grease. And that was fine too. But obviously they leave out certain words and a couple of scenes. But then when it came out with its 25th year or 30th year, and it was one of the anniversary years. And I think I was 17 or 18. And so my baby sister, so she was probably about Madeline's age, maybe a little bit younger. But we went to see it because, I know Grease forwards and backwards. I know all the words. And there were words that were obviously came through the TV that you didn't know what they were until you're sitting in surround sound with your baby sister and your best friend who grew up, we all grew up watching it together. So we're going to go see it on the big screen. And then Grease Lightning came on, and finding out what kind of a wagon it was in the middle of the movie theater, I was like, oh, I'm like, what kind of wagon? Yeah, TBS did a real good job editing.
Yeah. So
I knew exactly where you were going with that.
Yep. I was not aware.
Yeah.
So, FYI, she's going to look cute as heck in her little pink ladies jacket, but we're going to find the TBS version because...
What song are they doing?
The end one, the Shabab.
Oh.
Blah, blah, blah.
We go together.
There you go.
Fun fact, my daughter used to go to a film camp that was started by John Travolta's brother, and one of the teachers was Duty from the movie version of Grease, Barry Pearl. And when they had, it was another anniversary year. So it was the 40th anniversary. So it must have been the 25th anniversary that I went to see in the theater, because it was only a few years ago that it was the 40th anniversary. And all the campers learned We Go Together, and they sang it to him at the end of the film camp. Yeah.
That is very cute.
They are both the sweetest guys in the world. And it was so funny because the first year that she attended this camp, we're sitting behind him, and my husband and I are both looking at each other like, he looks familiar. Why does he look familiar? And then they introduced him. We're like, oh, we're sitting by a T-bird. Have you seen Grease 2?
I don't think I made it through Grease 2 because it just wasn't as good.
Oh, so you're saying the Grease 1 was better than Grease 2?
Yeah.
Amanda says Grease 1's better.
Absolutely.
Oh, my husband is obsessed with Michelle Pfeiffer.
No.
Yeah.
No.
He's
just wrong.
He loves her.
I'm not saying that he can't love her, but he's wrong.
He thinks Johnny Nagarelli is better than Danny Zuko.
No.
He's not listening to me.
He's wrong. Well, I mean, that was kind of a random thing to yell up your stairs, but yeah,
in my house, was it?
It is. Oh, here he comes. Maybe here he comes.
Did you hear me say that Amanda says Grease 1 is better because she just couldn't even get through Grease 2?
Michelle Pfeiffer's.
I don't care.
It has motorcycles. And Johnny Nagarelli's.
Yeah.
Boom, boom, boom. I know my husband better than...
You ever notice why I wear the sunglasses I wear? Same thing as Nagarelli wears.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And did I hear someone do Pee Wee Herman earlier?
Yeah, that was
me.
Connect the dots.
Blah, blah, blah.
Are you still recording?
Yeah.
Oh, Grease 2 is better because that's motorcycle. And there's a reason I like Grease 2 better. Because we didn't have Grease 1 on videotape. We only had Grease.
Oh, well, see?
And so that one was around, and plus I was more in the motorcycles than cars then anyway, so it was cooler.
All
okay.
Right.
And then as I got older, it was Michelle Pfeiffer.
All right. I mean, I'll accept your explanation, but you're still wrong.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Is that all?
That's all. Thanks for your
We're going to be doing an interview in a few minutes, so.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
He's like, you're the one that yelled up to me. Anyway, so yeah, that.
Okay, let Amanda finish.
So yeah, that was my fun reality check, and then
that is like a real reality check.
Yeah, and then
oops.
Yep. And I got to yell at my friend then because her daughter also does dance and cheer, and so she asked me like, "Oh, did you let Madeline watch Grease?" And I was like, "Yeah, you're in trouble with me because I did not know this." But then besides that, it was just the normal week. We had a game yesterday, so I got to sit in the rain. Oh, Friday they got to go to the high school and cheer with the big girls.
Aww,
that was exciting.
That's nice.
And then we got to watch the halftime show to see our friends that are in the band and everything. And I was like, okay, now I feel like I've done my duty as a high school parent. I went to a game. So that's it.
Yeah, my week's pretty boring, except for today's my daughter's 20th birthday. She's with her dad. So that's why we're still recording today, because got to figure out something to do with the day.
Yeah.
How do I not have teenagers? Like, I have legit adults. I know at 18 they're adults, but like, there's not even teen after their name anymore.
Right. After their age, not their name.
Yeah. My gosh. Okay, you are taking the lead on this interview because I'm apparently saying everything wrong. But yeah, I mean, that's really it. She's 20. Yay. I don't know. Like, that's really, really it. I guess the only other thing would be that NSYNC is on TikTok now.
Yeah, I think we covered that.
I think that's my week.
All right.
I'm on NSYNC watch. So yeah, I guess just join us on Thursday as we speak with Darren Tunder. And hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly.
So have a good week.
And we'll meet you at the pier. Bye. Bye.
If you enjoyed today's show, we invite you to go to pier54podcast.com to subscribe on your favorite platform. Don't forget to leave us a review.
And you can also follow us on many social media channels. Just search for Pier 54 Podcast. Also, we are not perfect, so if there is something that we missed or messed up, just let us know by emailing us at pier54podcast@gmail.com.